not being disparaging when I say this. This is, you know, as big a deal for Samoa playing Nepal. Sheikh chips it over the infield for what should be a couple, as it is for, let's say, Nepal last week getting Qunity.
And that's exactly why I would want to finish off this tournament on a high. Young lad, good pace, bends his back hard. Hits the deck hard as well, and that's where he's been a special bowler throughout this tournament. But for his liking, he's conceded way too many runs.
Big swing and a miss outside Dave and held them to him. And I said, Depends, will we get number 6 today? And he said, oh, maybe 7.
One touch and run.
The other thing, his peak. But I think Irie's faster than him as of today. Today's obviously coming towards the autumn, the winter of his career. He's phenomenal to watch, and the fact that we've got maybe, arguably, the best field.
Could today be the day, but with shots like that, maybe it will be a new high score. Another good stop by the crowd staff out there. They've been everywhere.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Thanks
for
the subscriptions on YouTube, guys.
Let's
Let's go for the beautiful
just not able to find that kind of pace that he was offering earlier. Bowl the critical 6th over, always a tricky over to bowl, particularly when the opposition are wicketless. And he starts right on the money. For Nepal, the kind of solidity has been at the top. That's been the concern. You need some power hitting, and that's what has been missing. When you're talking about elegance through the covers, elegance is always on offer from Kushal Bhartel. Dancing down the track, getting to the equation, and then driving through the covers. Yeah, great shot. He's a power-packed batter. What you might not know about Qulaifier Bhartel, if you just see him, he's incredibly strong. He might not be tall in stature, he's quite diminutive, but he works harder, well, as hard as anyone in the gym for Nepal. He is stacked. He is really powerful, and that was powered through the covers. Good cutter cricketers who love playing for their country, who excel playing for their country. The modern incarnation of this Nepal side, fully professional, and the fitness levels are right on a par with the Test Nations. If not, some of the Test Nations, they're fitter than. And that has been a collective move over the last 5 years, seeing the way in which he transformed his shape. And you cannot help but argue, particularly in these conditions, that has had a big impact. They're probably fitter and stronger than all of the opposition in this tournament. Oh, they are certainly by far the fittest side of this tournament. The way they run between the wickets, the way they field, and that's why they've been the best fielding side of this entire tournament. Pumped down the ground. It's going to go all the way for 6. Well, you knew from the roar, didn't you? And Asif Sheikh is turning it on in some style. He moves to 44 at a strike rate at 200, and it's an expensive 6th over now with that shot. It's incredible striking from Asif Sheikh. 44 of just 22 deliveries. Solomon Nash, probably one of the pick of bowlers for Samoa, but it's not working in his favour because he's bowling way too full. Don't know the reason for that. Generally throughout the tournament he's hit the deck hard and he's bowled a tight line, but today he's trying to make an impact, trying to swing the ball, trying to pitch it up, and that's where it's been very expensive. 24 runs in a second over. He's still to
finish it up with the ball.
Excellent power play for Nepal. 10 runs per over. It's their best of the competition thus far. And they're in big control here. Cruise control, if you will, at 61 for nation. With so much power to come and a few batters in good form, they have to be thinking of 200 plus. It's probably been the one real issue in this tournament, the inconsistency with the batting for Nepal. Really, Gulshan Jazz bailed them out of trouble 2 or 3 times. Bertel's quality at the top has been their linchpin, their rock, and then it's been their fielding and their bowling that's combined well to keep them unbeaten.
What my understanding of Nepal is that one thing that is missing in the Nepalese lineup is that they need somebody like a Ben Mailata who can hit at will. Any strike from even not the middle of the bat should carry outside the boundary.
Yeah, and I think they have that in the shape of Kushal Malla, but he just hasn't had a good tournament. You're talking about the guy in the middle overs to target spin.
Probably number 6, number 7.
Okay, so further down they have Gulshan Jazz. They have that. It's probably more that 3 or 4 role. Got him. Chopped it on, and it's another one for Samoa Fatu Ti. What a brilliant tournament the big man is having. Gives it the celebration. The love heart comes out. Love to see that. And Samoa, they have their first wicket, and they've deserved it, particularly the left arm spin of Samoa Fatu Ti.
This is the middle overs where Nepal has been struggling throughout. The power play dominated by Nepal, but Kushal Burtel, a lazy shot probably from Kushal Burtel, not moving his legs, and the arm ball of Samani Fatutai just getting too big on to Kushal Burtel.
Might have missed everything. I thought it was an inside edge at first, but I think it's gone straight through. Burtel's got to go for 17, and the opening partnership is broken. It's 63 for 1. One boundary and over, and some singles, you're in good shape. That's why I think they've gone with this new role for Dipender Singh Airi. Rohit Paudal's going to drop down the order, and the vice captain will replace the captain at number 3. Interesting move, this one.
You need to have either of the two. One is either you need to have the skill set of Jatinder Singh, innovation to your advantage, play those reverse sweeps, and create those gaps in the field, or else you need to have that powerhouse where you can tong the ball out of the ground at will. Either of the two.
Phenomenal running there, Pranav. Really, it looked like a cast iron single, and probably for every other team in the tournament it would have been a single. Now Airi has come up the order. 7 have been bowled. 65 for 1.
Where you need at least one of them.
Well, here is the world record holder. We've actually got 2 world record holders out there. Darius Visser, who struck in, remember, in the sub-regional, hosted by... There was even a dot ball in there, remarkably. He'll come... And at some point, he'll probably bowl to Dipender Singh Airi, who has one of 5 international cricketers to hit the perfect 6 sixes from the 6 balls in an over in that most exclusive of international clubs. And that was here at this venue. Came against Qatar in the ACC Premier last year, joining Jaskaran Malhotra of the United States of America, Herschel Gibbs of South Africa, Yuvraj Singh, and Kyron Pollard. It is probably one of the most unique and exclusive clubs in world cricket, isn't it? And 5 great names in there.
It's an elite club. Love to be there.
Is Airi going to try and do it to Visser?
Oh.
Make another world record?
It's that kind of phase where if you're talking about the 16th, 17th, 18th over, yes, probably he would have even tried, but at this phase I don't think Dipender Singh Airi is going to be going all aerial.
I know Visser came into the tournament with all the talk about his power hitting exploits, an average of over 50 at the start of it. Hasn't found the runs he would have liked. Scores of 1, 14, 27, 0 and 1 up at the top. But I've been impressed by his leg breaks. He's a good googly, as we just saw there. And he's probably been a bit unlucky not to pick up more than the 5 wickets that he has this tournament. This has been a good over.
Certainly a good over. To come back immediately after the power play, it's been all Samoa in these 2 overs.
Game, day off and game to finish. So they probably have had the easiest schedule in terms of rest and recovery. But even they look to me to not necessarily be at their absolute peak. The fatigue is even kicking in for them. And remember, it's been something of a long tour already. They had that preparatory tournament, the Unity Cup, first ever matches against a full member. They remarkably didn't just win a game, they won the series against West Indies. And then from there, the announcement from the Cricket Association of Nepal is that they're not going to go home to celebrate this qualification. I think they're all getting on a bus. It's not a flight, a bus straight to the United Arab Emirates for their next Cricket World Cup League 2 series. So the celebrations will have to wait. They've already been sparked across the country, but to get their heroes home, they'll have to wait. And that's a pretty intense period, isn't it? 5-6 weeks on the road and a lot of emotions and an awful lot of important cricket as they'll get the overthrow, much to the joy of the Nepal fans.
They've been spot on in this T20 World Cup qualifier. Asia and East Asia Pacific, they'll have 9 overs done. 73 for the loss of 1.
This is the batting card. Gets a good piece of it, and he gets the maximum piece of it. It's going to be 50 for Asif Sheikh. It's going to be T20I 50, number 10 for him. Now he's only got a career best of 68. Is today the day he goes past that? Good strike rate today, 31 deliveries and plenty of good boundaries.
Certainly today is the day when he would want to make it count and make it count big. Half a tracker and somebody with 48 runs on the board was never going to be missing out on that. Asif Sheikh celebrates a 50 here. It's an opportunity to go big. Probably get to those 3-figure marks for the very first time in the T20Is. They have a good platform. 80 for the loss of 1.
Really well bowled by Visser. Just the one bad ball, isn't it, that's been costing him throughout this series. He's been a bit more expensive than he would have liked. As the googly is worked into the leg side, Irie, well, he started reasonably, just accumulating some runs. You just wonder, will Powdell drop himself down the order entirely and maybe just be happy. This is pulled away for 6. Another drag down. Second of the over. Asif Sheikh continues to really cash in, doesn't he? And I've been so impressed by the way in which he's gone about it. Nepal's fans, you cannot help but love the joy and the passion that they bring.
The stands are packed because the Nepalese fans are enjoying the striking from the bat of Asif Sheikh. He's striking and striking at will, and that is something that has been missing for Nepal throughout this tournament. Asif Sheikh in the very last game. They're facing Samoa and he's making it count. 61 of 33. Can he go big? Can he make it count? Can he get his career best?
And certainly he's shown plenty of signs of doing that throughout the competition. I think he's had a really good tournament. Probably hasn't hit the headlines as much. He's had that one player of the match award already. But I just like the way in which he's accumulated his runs. He's probably found it a bit tricky, hasn't it, outside of the power play. But he's such a stylish player. Now, the umpires can't find that ball. It's gone miles. So we're going to have a bit of sense and sensibility. All the players need a drink. So they will have a break. We'll have a break too here in the commentary box. Don't go anywhere too far. What can Nepal get to? Approaching the halfway stage of this first innings. Nepal being asked to bat first. They're in a good position. 87 for 1.
Probably one of the best starts that Nepal have had in this tournament so far. 87 for the loss of 1 in 9.5. They would want to make it count and make it count big. They would want to go probably in excess of 200 with the kind of start they have had. Asif Sheikh has cut loose and cut loose well. 61 of 33 deliveries. Partnering alongside him is the Superman from Nepal, Dipendra Singh Ari. He's taken his time, 8 of 11 for him. He's one of those exceptional players who can cut loose and make it count. Take the attack on Samoa and make them pay. Is this going to be his afternoon? Only time will tell, but at the moment it is Asif Sheikh who's making hay while the sun shines.
He's played really nicely, isn't he? And probably been a bit of the unsung hero through this competition for Nepal. Headlines have gone to Lamachani, to Irie, to Kushal Bertel, to Gulshan Jha even. But Asif Sheikh, he has a consistency to him, doesn't he? Always just accumulates runs. They're very elegant runs usually. He's got such a good technique, as it will be a single to round out the 10th over. Will get us to the halfway stage. Officially, it's 88 for 1.
If you have just made your way to the Oman Cricket Academy, you would see the visuals of a lifetime, because on a Friday afternoon, it's a public holiday. It is the Nepalese fan who have made the Oman Cricket Academy of their own. They're enjoying this wonderful encounter between Nepal and Samoa. It's the final game of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup Asia and East Asia Pacific qualifiers. It's me, Pranav Mehta, and alongside me, another Nepalese, Andrew Leonard.
Well, maybe honorary Nepali. Yeah, no, it's a country, as you know, Pranav, that holds a very special place in my heart. My second home, a place with the warmest, the kindest people, and the most joyous you'll ever meet. And I'll tell you something, their cricket team, after a month of, well, horror really, and tragedy across Nepal and across Kathmandu, in particular across the valley, hopes of a brighter future ahead, of course, now, but it's the cricket team that are really standing up to give joy, and there's joy in that shot from Dipender Singh Irie. It was a little bit of a drag down from Noah Mead, who's come into the attack for his first over, and very nicely guided away into the offside for 4.
The kind of time that Dipender Singh Irie has on that one is special. Rocking on the back foot and playing it in front of square, and that's what made it even more special. Probably Mead was looking to leak just a single to deep covers, or probably a sweeper.
Missed out there, didn't he? Singh Irie should have put that away, a full toss from Mead. But yeah, I just think the importance of sport, the power of sport, cannot be overstated. It really is such a healer. Time is a healer too, and for Nepal, this means the world to not just the 30 plus million, but also those all around the world in the diaspora. There's a young man who deserves a big shout out, Sajan Lamachane, the official Cricket Association of Nepal photographer. I'm sure you've seen some of the images and the videos that he's been producing. We're blessed with so many good photographers in the world of cricket. I think of Ian Jacobs from Scotland. I think of all the Getty team who produce those brilliant photos for ICC, but Nepal are blessed with a talented young man there in the shape of Sajan Lamachani. I don't know when he sleeps, because it feels as though if he's not taking photos, he's editing and producing more photos. And it's been a very long week, 10 days for everyone involved in this tournament, so a big shout out to Sajan. Lovely to see him here. Have you been touching him up for a few photos, Pranav, throughout the comp?
It's been exhausting. I swear the ground has felt as if it's miles away from the com box. Flicked on the leg side. It's only going to be a single.
The flights of stairs we walk up keep going, don't they? They're never ending to get up to our position here. But the only thing I would say, I can't think, well, okay, I'm going to go deep into the well here. Maybe in Abu Dhabi. Well, no, actually, I think this could be half an appeal, stifled appeal, probably just angling down, maybe some bat involved. I can't think of a better commentary box in world cricket in the associate game than this one. Maybe Sharjah in the UAE, but this is right up there.
I've been to a lot of them, and I really feel that the angle that this ground provides and the visibility, fantastic.
You can see full 360 degrees, purpose built. Oh, now was there an edge there? You just think it's that danger zone again for Sheikh. Oh, it's going to be given as buys. I think Burgess thought there was an edge. Let's have a look at the replay.
Oh, I don't think there was anything. .96 for the loss of 1, 11.3. They've been going hard.
Whipped into the leg side. He's doing a good job here, Burgess, taking the pace off. Irie's innings has, well, been a bit of a struggle. And I don't think anybody will be convinced enough by it to think that he's the solution at number 3. I've no doubt that it'll be Powell who will continue at number 3 for the near future. He's batted every position from number 3 to number 8 in the order for Nepal in this format. I'm not convinced this is a natural role for him. I think he's at his best coming in at number 6 with a kind of, let's say, a 3 to 6 over period left to bat.
With the license in hand.
Exactly, yeah.
And that's the most important factor, because Dipendra Singh Auri, if he wants to shine and shine bright at number 3, he needs to play his natural game, which is to be going after the bowlers, and that's not something happening at the moment. 12 overs done, 2 short of 100 for the loss of 1, Nepal.
This tournament, particularly against spin, usually dominates left arm spin, as Mead is clipped down the ground for a single. Just a bit more on Dipendra Singh Auri's various roles. If you look at his career, this is his 6th innings in T20I cricket at number 3. He's played 32 at number 4. That's the most he's played, including his 1 century there. Then he's been in at number 5 22 times, number 6, as this one goes towards long off. And an attempted catch is not affected. Irie starting to show his power, and he will get the first maximum of his innings and will bring the 100 up in some style.
15 of 19, he would be feeling the pressure, he would be feeling the heat under this Oman sun, which has been shining bright. And finally it is Dipendra Singh Auri, the incredible Dipendra Singh Auri, showing his power and striking clean on these wonderful lush green outfields. Lovely striking inside out.
Yeah, really good shots. Those fast hands that he has, and now he pumps it down to long off. Just finish out that point about Irie. 11 innings at 6, 5 at 7, and then 3 down at 8. No one suggests he bats there, but if you look at his career numbers, his highest average in those positions is there at number 5, averaging the best part of 35, but also this one's cut away, and cut away for 4. It's going to be a career best for Asif Sheikh. 65, moves to 69, highest he's ever got in this format. And I'll tell you something, he might be thinking of 3 figures here.
He's due for 100. He's been around for a while, he's not got there, but today is the best day for him to get there. 7.2 overs remaining in this game, ample amount of time. He doesn't need a lot. 31 runs.
Oh, and that's pumped out to the man. This could be given. Yes, it's taken. And oh, what have you done, Asif Sheikh? Just as we mentioned the century in the commentary box, we only whispered it. The next delivery, it's a full toss. He's going to go past his career best of 68 not out, but he's been caught for 69. Mead has a wicket, and Asif Sheikh will not be able to believe what he's just done.
Probably one of the easiest deliveries that Asif Sheikh has faced in this entire game. It was a juicy full toss, and he could have hit that anywhere. And he chooses to hit it down the throat of deep mid-wicket, who's stationed almost towards the cow corner. An incredible knock from Asif Sheikh comes to an end. It's a 2nd wicket down. Asif Sheikh was looking incredible in the middle, walks back for 69 of 41 deliveries, 7 boundaries and 4 maximums in the process. It's 110 for the loss of 2, Nepal. Mead finally gets a wicket, and it's a big wicket of Asif Sheikh. 12 runs from this over. And then to have the wicket of Asif Sheikh will always be a big bonus, big plus for Samoa, who are feeling the heat, feeling the pressure from the situation and from the circumstances. It's not just the power hitting of the Nepalese batter at the end of the 13th over.
Visser comes back into the attack for his third over. One Sheikh brother replaces the other. Sheikh the elder, the man they call the Iceman. Ice runs through his veins, loves a pressure situation. Not a particularly pressured situation, this one. But he will want to make an impact in a format that is not really his primary one. I think for me, Arif Sheikh has shown, particularly in that tour of Scotland quite recently, earlier in the summer, as to why he needs to be in every ODI side for Nepal. He loves a cut shot, it's his favourite stroke, and he'll find the first boundary of his innings with that trademark shot. Arif Sheikh cuts it away beautifully and gets 4.
What an incredible strike. That'll get Arif Sheikh get going with that shot. Look at them running between the wickets. Yes, the ball travelled to the boundary and travelled really quickly, but it's an incredible show from these Nepalese players.
Yeah, in T20 cricket, it's just a bit more of a challenge for Sheikh. His career strike rate just 112, and actually he's into his 36th innings today, yet to make a 50 in this format. That's not to say he can't play T20 cricket, but just definitely you look at the way in which he accumulates runs in such a composed manner in ODI cricket, where he has got 9 ODI 50s to his name. He has a little bit of work to do to prove his worth in the shorter formats. That will help him, as it's not a good delivery. The full toss is worked around the corner. Second boundary in the over, second to Arif Sheikh.
You can't be bowling that in any format whatsoever. Arif Sheikh, not one of the best T20 players that Nepal has. That's what has been suggested, but in my opinion, that ball it deserved to be hit for a boundary on any particular surface or any particular format.
I think the problem for Darius Visser, he's bowled some really good deliveries, but he's also tended to bowl one poor ball and over, which has been punished. Look at that great delivery, right on the money, and he's got the big wickets. Hasn't he deserved it? Arif Sheikh questions whether or not it was angling down. A big flamboyant appeal from Visser. The hands were pleading with the umpire. He gets the decision going in his favour, and Arif Sheikh comes and goes pretty quickly. Trapped LBW for 9.
Great outing for Asif Sheikh, who's got a big score, but not a great outing for Asif Sheikh. Arif Sheikh, who's going to be walking back to the dugout. It was the googly. The back of hand delivery from Visa as the third wicket falls for Nepal. 9 runs for Sheikh as he walks back to the dugout.
But the skipper will say, okay, time for me to get to the crease in at number 5. So captain and vice captain out there, what can they find together? The partnership starts in some style as the trademark fast hands of Dipender Singh Airi whip that through the offside for 4.
So much of this will be dependent on the tiger from Nepal, Dipender Singh Airi, because he's lost Asif Sheikh, he's lost Arif Sheikh as well, and now it is all dependent on Dipender Singh Airi to keep going and keep going hard if they want to post a big total. Certainly they don't want to be compromising for something like 170, 175. They want to go big and make it count. Get to closer to 200, probably in excess of 200.
Great running between the wickets. They'll pick up 2 there. Yeah, I'm not being in any way derogatory to Samoa, but for Nepal's confidence, they'll want 200 here. But there's a long way to go to get there. They'd have to have a remarkable finish. And again, my question to Stuart Law would be, could it have been a time to send Gulshan Jha in? Go the left-hand, right-hand combo and go to the man who is striking at just a fraction shy of 2 runs for every delivery he's faced in the tournament. He's probably been the most X-factor player in the entire event from all 9 teams. But they're just, for me, they're slightly underutilising him further down the order, holding him back in the innings too much.
I still feel that there is an ample amount of time left in this game, and they would want to take it probably closer to the 16th, 17th over. And in the process...
But you just get another couple of overs of him. Get him in. Powdell works it round the corner. Clever batting. He was dismissed with that stroke in the last game. Exposed his leg stump and it was cleaned up. But he sticks with his tactic. Loves to use the pace on the ball. And they're dancing up in the stands. 4 more.
The very first delivery, cheeky. Rohit Powdell just passed fine, and once it passes the circle, the ball travels very, very quickly to the boundary rope.
Also, crucially, with that run, continues that extraordinary record of having just 1 duck in his entire career from now 76 matches. There's only been 2 players who've done it at a lower ratio. 2 good names. Mahendra Singh Dhoni in his 98 matches, just the 1 duck for him. Dipendra Singh Airi, 77 innings. Then it's Angelo Matthews. Then 2 Nepali players in the top 4 of that incredible landmark. 5 overs remain. 132 for 3. Comes to bowl his 4th and final. You would suspect that Nepal have gone through the gears enough now. The handbrake's going to come off. They're going to really have a crack. As Powdell gets that round the corner for a quick single. 10 and over from here gets them 180. Would they be satisfied with that against a side ranked 64th in the world?
They can't be. They certainly can't be. They'll be disappointed. They'll be mighty disappointed. They would want to get closer to 200, probably get in surplus of 200.
Googly smoked out of the ground. Really good strike from Dipendra Singh Airi. Took a little while to get going. He was 12 off 15 at one point. He's starting to accelerate. And remember how much he loves this ground and how dangerous he is at this ground. The googly was picked and smashed for 6.
I really feel that this is going to be a Dipendra Singh Airi afternoon here at the Oman Cricket Academy. He's going to strike and strike clean and score big. That kind of a player. Very patient. He's taken his time. And now he's making it count. The crowds are loving it.
He must be in the mix for the player of the tournament conversation, is he?
Has to be. With the kind of fielding that he's provided with the bowling. He bowled that crucial over.
Crucial final over, yeah, absolutely. That was against the UAE. Winning by just 1 run. He's got a few scores. 20, 14 not out, 26. And now the best of the tournament for him. And he's gone to 37. But it's been his wicket taking that's been consistent. Picked up 4 at a very good economy rate. We've seen 5 direct hit run-outs in the 5 games thus far, and he's looking to make it a perfect 6 today. He will be praying, and I don't mean Praying, I mean Pre. He'll be praying like a tiger in over the Samoan batters.
I don't think anybody's going to be taking a single after what they've seen. It's the best of Dipendra Singh Airi here at the Oman Cricket Academy. In the air, fielder there, over him. It's a maximum. He's making a habit, Dipendra Singh Airi, and the crowds are absolutely ecstatic. They're enjoying the facilities here at the Oman Cricket Academy. They are enjoying the batting of Dipendra Singh Airi.
He's a real fan favourite. You can see why. Not a bad delivery. He's a bit unlucky, isn't he, Visser? Because it's a slight error. Great tumbling effort out there at long off. But we thought that Airi might take a liking to Visser here, to his leg breaks, and great running. It gets him back for a second. The point I was trying to complete, I'm not sure if I did, was that Airi's record in T20I cricket, his strike rate is by far the best at number 5, where he strikes at over 160 throughout his career. Everywhere else it's in and around 130 or less. But he's really enjoying batting against Samoa here. It's a good over altogether. And we see 18 runs come from it. The 150 comes up and 200 plus, no doubt. It's 150 for 3. A nervy thing at the start of his innings. But when he sets a base and power hits, he power hits as well as anyone. And it's going to be a glorious way to bring up 50. Coming off 31 deliveries. Promoted up the order, the vice captain to number 3 It's a 10th T20 I-50 to go alongside that Seoul 100. And I'll tell you something, there might be one man who'll be taking the Player of the Tournament award. Outstanding batting.
Don't forget those 6 sixes that Dipendra Singh Airy hit. He's got the first one in this over of Burgess.
Tries to go again. You just sensed there might be a few fireworks in this over, and that was there to be hit, wasn't it? But couldn't get the elevation. They will get home for the single, even with the stutter step.
I'm going to ask you a question. If there's a 100-meter sprint, who's going to be winning that one in the Nepalese side?
I think Irie wins by a canter. Certainly over shorter distances, Irie wins. You see them going through their shuttle runs that they do at the end of each evening. Powdell himself's quite quick. Kushal Bertel, incredibly quick. And also Nandan Yadav is fast, but maybe Sampal Kami would say, actually, I'm quicker than all of you. Even though I'm a bit older than the rest of the team. They should pick up a couple here. Irie will, well, he just jogs home, doesn't he? Incredible to see. I know we've spoken a lot about the 3 qualifying teams, but they are going to be one of the stories of the tournament next year, you'd have to imagine. Nepal, particularly if they're placed in India, surely the ICC will look to play them down there.
Yeah, that's the area that'll certainly benefit them.
You could almost see a biblical scene, couldn't you? Tens of thousands temporarily migrating down south of the border. It's in essence a very open border, no visas needed. They call it the most porous border actually in the world.
Don't talk about tens of thousands, talk about hundreds of thousands. This is Nepal that you're talking about.
I think they could sell out all 4 of their games in the group stages easily.
Especially they'll be looking at Ahmedabad.
Chipped straight to the man, a cover who takes a good catch. And credit to Burgess, he's deserved that. Irie's had his fun, but he'll have no more. It's a brave piece of bowling, got it full, got it into the block hole. And Sean Salia, who is a quality cricketer himself, looking forward to watching him bat in the second innings, ends the fans' fun. They love watching Irie bat, but he's got to go.
Daniel Burgess has been one of the pick of bowlers for Samoa so far in this innings. He's into his 4th over and he's been very economical. Just shade over 6 runs per over, and he's got that prize wicket, big wicket of Dipendra Singh Airy. 53 of 33 deliveries, 2 boundaries and 4 maximums from the bat of Dipendra Singh Airy.
164, really at the greatest tournament. To show his quality. It's difficult for him because he tends to open the batting in all domestic cricket. He's a keeper batter who power hits, but he's been asked to perform a different role. He does get off the mark. Jazz held back. 17 bowled, 161 for 4. Off cutter slower ball that works well. As Nash will return for his 3rd. He starts with an off cutter. As Bam will maybe want the 2nd and should get it pretty comfortably. Just how easily they're running between the wickets. A big gap between the two sides in terms of that running between the wickets and the fielding.
The outfields here at the Oman Cricket Academy are electric. But electric is the running between the wickets of Nepal. They have a competition. Can't believe my eyes with the way they run between the wickets. They run like a trace of bullet.
It surprised the West Indies, no doubt, throughout that Unity Cup as well. They did adjust though in that 3rd game. Leg cutter this time, driven pleasingly by Bam. He'd love to get a 20 not out or a 25 red if he could. Reminder, if you are watching on, we'd love to hear from you. You can use that hashtag T20 World Cup. Maybe tell us where you're watching from, particularly if you're part of the diaspora of Nepal or Samoa and you're watching from a far-flung corner of the world. You're likely, if you are, you're watching us live and free here on ICC TV. Also viewing in India on Fancode. Welcome to all the viewers there in beautiful India that will host that next T20 World Cup. And then back in Nepal on Kantapur, Max TV HD. As that's cut away. Should just be the single, but I'll think of a second. Powdell won't be able to get back. Any questions for me, Andrew Leonard, or for my co-commentator Pranav Mehta, particularly about the Oman side and their story, their journey? We'll probably get to those in the second innings, but get them in. You can use the hashtag T20 World Cup or message me directly at Cricket Badge here. You've enjoyed the 10 days overall, Pranav?
Oh, it's been fantastic. The way this entire tournament has carried out, the kind of matches that have been on offer, nail-biting thrillers.
Sliced away, bit of fortune to be honest for Lokesh Bam, but he'll take the runs as they come. Nash bowled a very good leg cutter here, deceived Bam, and it will fly down for 4.
He's bowling way too full for my liking. Throughout this entire game against Nepal, throughout this tournament, he was looking to hit the deck hard, bowl back of length. But all of a sudden in this game, he's looked to pitch it up, and that's where things have been a little more easier for Nepal. 169 for 4, 17.4, 14 balls to spare.
Oh, big shot. That's monstrous. That's onto the road, I think, and it might not be coming back. Bam can be so dangerous, and Bam goes boom. 90 metres plus. Nash dispatched for the maximum. Look out on that main road.
What an incredible strike. Shuffle across, throws the kitchen sink at it, heaves across the line and gets it from the middle of the bat. That means that the ball was travelling a long distance. This is a 6 by far on any ground in the world whatsoever. One of the longest 6s of this tournament. Lokesh Bam, 14 of 5. He's come with the intent. 175 on the board with 13 balls to spare. A little bit of a discussion. Probably fine leg, or rather deep square leg has been brought in to the circle. 2 players in the deep on the offside. That means that Solomon Nash is going to be opting to bowl a lot of wide Yorkers.
Goes again. Not quite as big, but equally as effective. Bam, boom, boom. 6-6 to finish the over. 18 bowled, 200 plus on the cards. Big over. It's 181 for 4.
Oh, not learning a lesson, Solomon Nash. You can't be bowling in the arc of the right-hander in any format whatsoever, and especially this format which is so unforgiving. Full and wide. And Bam has ample opportunity to throw the kitchen sink, extend those long levers. It's that phase of the game where Bam means business. 18 overs done, 181 for 4. For that, they would probably need to put in a lot of...
Got him straight through. It's Mead. I think... Oh, he hasn't. It's missed everything. Looked like the bail had just been kissed, but it might have just thudded into the pad of the keeper.
I thought it was curtains.
My eyes are deceiving me. Very bright out there. As Powell, well, goes a long way downtown. Very nearly bowled the previous ball and now pumped for 6.
Almost the cameraman has been taken out. That's how straight the shot was from the bat of Podell. Not learning their lesson at the moment. Samoa bowling too full. And that's always going to be very effective, very easy. Incredible striking from Nepal towards the late end. Short, and this is much better.
Should get to. Bam will come in and out quickly, and great running from Bam, because if it wasn't for his call there, they would have only got the single, but really good reactions. It's such a vibe out there, though, it's hard to explain. The Nepal fans are picking their own tunes. We've heard Mata Dale Dale ring out by Shantarani Pariyar. Also just heard Sushant KC's Bardali, one of my favourite Nepali tunes, that one. And also, I think I heard a little earlier on, Ferry Jalma, all of the really trending songs right now back in Nepal. There's a few things they love in that country. Cricket, music, and they love a little bit of an evening drink as well, and a bit of a dance. It's kind of like Ireland.
Do you like the food?
Yeah, the food too. The momo, nothing better than the momo. Tell you that the best momo too, the chicken kote momo.
It's a gift to the world.
Oh, it's the best.
From
the best
Nepal.
Here is Mead in his final delivery. He's bowled pretty well actually in his 3 overs. Credit to the young man into the team today. Spears that in. Hammered high, handsome. It's going, gone. All the way for 6. Bam is having the impact finally. And it's a Gulshan Jah-esque impact with the big hitting. And that'll be a maximum over the offside. 6 more.
We talk about Asif Sheikh, we talk about Dipendra Singh Airy, we talk about all the other batters, and then there is this batter who's come in very late in the equation. 3 runs in the final over.
As Pow single. Now Lokesh Bam has a real chance to go big here.
Watch out for the breeze. It's on the leg side. He's bowling from around the wicket, so that angle is always going to be on offer. For Lokesh Bam striking over 300. He's looking for maximums.
Isn't he just doesn't quite get it out of the middle of the bat, but finds the gap ever so effectively. Malayata can't believe it. He thought it was a pretty good result. Clothed by Bam, not out of the middle, but look at this for an impact. Lokesh Bam has made 30 off just 9 deliveries.
In the process, Nepal will cross the 200 mark as well. Never a great idea to be bowling around the wicket.
Believe it. He thought it was a pretty good result.
Cross the 200 mark as well. Never a great idea to be bowling around the wicket to somebody who's looking to dominate the leg side. Ben Mailata will continue to do so.
Now he's mishit this. Long on comes into play. Should be held. Oh no! He's put it down. Visser. Maybe the fans in his ear behind him. Well, that should have been taken. It should have been the end of Lokesh Bam.
Cannot believe my eyes. 4 wickets down. Nepal should have been 5 wickets down. And most importantly, Lokesh Bam was being so ever destructive.
Back live with you now. Really flying through this final over. Didn't get a chance to look at that. T20 eyes 33. He's got a chance to better that. This is the drop chance. Visser's such a good fielder as well. That should have been held. Just too much pressure from the fans. Back live now. And Bam is going to give him maybe another chance. No, instead it'll be Malayata. Runs backwards. Can he hold on? No! It's another one gone down. 2 in the over. And Malayata this time has no one to blame but himself.
Second highest score of this particular tournament. 225 with UAE. That's what they got.
Oh dear, Samoa have not helped themselves. Look at the reaction even from Rahul Asher. He can't believe it. Malayata just a rise, shake of the head, did all the hard work, got there. Here's the final ball of the first innings. And of course it's been dispatched for 6. It's a career bim. That ball is not coming back. Brilliant work by Innocent, our cameraman up on top. He's tracked it all the way to the moon and back. That one's going. The Bam finishes in some style with a strike rate in excess of 300. Just the impact he needed to make to finish his tournament on a high. Nepal have finally got past that 200 marker. It's been their biggest innings so far. They won't get past UAE's 225 that came against Samoa, but surely 211 for 4 will be far too many for Samoa.
Unbelievable and incredible striking from the Nepal. Not a lot to be talking about the bowling of the Samoan effort. 4 wickets to sum up. Daniel Burgess got a wicket earlier on. Samoan Fatutai, one of the pick-up bowlers throughout this tournament for Samoa, and he did well to pick up a wicket for himself. Darius Visa was expensive. He also got a wicket, and Noah Mead got a wicket. But apart from that, everyone was very expensive. Samani Fatutai, probably the pick-up bowlers, with an economy of 7.75.
Yeah, and I suppose from this position it's going to be difficult for Samoa. Let's get a look at the best of this first innings. Asif Sheikh and Kushal Patel put on another good opening stand, but really all of the positive stroke play came from Sheikh. Patel was relatively becalmed throughout his innings. Someone who's had a great tournament, just that one big 6 over the offside that gave him real cause to celebrate. And then it was all about Asif Sheikh, who went through the gears at a very good strike rate indeed. You think about that opening partnership, the way in which it was accumulated. 63 runs came in the first 6.4 overs, but then Saimanu Fatutai, who's had a really good tournament again, I thought he was the pick of the bowlers alongside Daniel Burgess. They started the fight back and the wickets started to fall, and that period outside of the power play, despite the flying start, proved a little bit difficult. That was the first wicket. Thought it was an inside edge at first, but cannoned straight in to middle stump. There was a few bad ones from Darius Visser, who has lots of promise with his leg breaks, and also picked up his own wicket of Arif Sheikh, who he trapped LBW. But there were so many boundaries, 11 in total for Sheikh, 6 there was for Dipender Singh Airi, who started slowly but then really accelerated.
They kept going and they kept going bonkers against the batters. Yes, that was the final wicket which could make an effect, could slow things down, and that's what Samoa would have been expecting. But then once Dipender Singh Airi cut loose and he was coming to the attack, there was a lot of trouble. Finally a wicket that slowed a little bit of proceedings for a couple of deliveries, but not for too long, because Dipender Singh Airi, it didn't matter because he was cutting loose and he was making it count and striking clean. Inside out.
4 sixes he had overall, including that one that just barely got over the head of the long on fielder, and then he was dismissed. Good catch held by Sean Celia. Looking forward to watching him bat in the second innings, and I know Lokesh Baum was a bit fortunate, but I think he'll take a huge amount from that innings. I suspect he will have a very big Nepal Premier League campaign in November. Can he force his way up the order for Nepal? That's where he would prefer to bat. There was some really good late striking. 6 boundaries he hit in just 12 deliveries. Spare a thought for Ben Malayatsa because 2 drop catches in that final over. I actually thought he bowled pretty well towards the death, but that last ball was a monstrous 6, and it will not be coming back. It gets us to the end of the 20 overs. We'll be back on air in not altogether too long, and all the others in the deep. As Powell helps that away to the protection out there, will just be a single.
For Samoa, who's looked really well here in Oman. Yes, results not in their favour. 225 is what they conceded against UAE, and 212 on this occasion against Nepal.
Good stop from Karen Casey off his own bowling. Just the 5 runs off the bats and the leg by in that first. Now, we've had 20 completed matches. This is match number 21. It's been such an interesting tournament for a number of reasons. You might say, well, hold on, Lenny, for God's sake, the top 3 ranked sides qualified. It's easy as. They've done it with a 2-point to spare difference. That really hasn't been the tale of the tournament. At one stage in the Super 6s, we had 5 consecutive matches that all went to the final over, with the batting side needing between 9 and 12 to win. All 5 of those games obviously could have gone either way. 3 went the way of the side defending the runs, 2 went the way of the side chasing the runs, and Nepal were the only side to win 2 of those 5 matches, getting across the line. As Airi opens the bowling and nearly starts with a wicket. Rohit Powell, the captain at mid-off, thought it was straight to Karen KC. He was up celebrating, but Visser gets a bit lucky and gets 4.
They really need a little bit of luck, actually a lot of luck, chasing 212 to win. Even if they want to get close to it, they'll need a lot of luck on their side. Intent on offer immediately.
Oh, beats everything. Airi hands to the head again. Yeah, Visser, a prolific scorer throughout his Samoan career so far. Just his 17th T20 out today. As that one speared in, it's that low trajectory, but a high score of just 27 in this tournament as he's come up against the higher ranked opposition. Can today be his day? Oh, another one that so nearly sneaks through. Airi causing problems.
Never too easy when the ball is skidding on. Likes to fire it in, Dipender Singh Airi. Busy cricketer.
Yeah, clever cricketer. Such a good over that. What a comeback. Could have been a wicket from the first ball. 4 consecutive dots. Just going to tweak his field a bit. Send the man at long on wider. And it will be 5 consecutive dots to round out the second over. It is 10 for none. Yeah, keep your eyes on Celia throughout this chase. think he's a very fine player. Great first-class record in New Zealand. Nepal fans are just lapping up every second here in Muscat, really enjoying it. Banging the drum metaphorically and literally. As it's a split field for Karen KC's second. Deep backward point in place, so too is deep mid-wicket. Going to be probably too tall a task, you'd imagine, for Samoa to chase this down, but there'll be plenty of personal and team goals throughout this chase. They'll want to acquit themselves well. Certainly want to bat the 20 overs too.
Surely they want to finish off with a high. Win or not will be the secondary factor. The first factor will be that they would want to compete and compete hard. And once they have done that, in the final 3 or 4 overs, win or loss will be decided. And that's how they would want to be, Samoa.
Good length from KC. Just probing away towards the top of the stumps. Your standout moments so far at the tournament, as we look at the fans who are just loving every second. They've been one of the stories of it, haven't they? That those Nepal fans, they've added great colour and joy, and that Samoan contingent in the bottom right there too.
I really like that moment. Nadeem Khan versus UAE. Finding a victory from the jaws of defeat for Oman. I really like that one. Not just because I'm an Oman fan, but because Nadeem Khan, very new at this stage. And then to perform under pressure in a must-win game.
Thuds into the pad, big appeal and given. And Visser's power-hitting exploits have never come to the party throughout this tournament. KC returns to the side and returns with a wicket. It's going to be the first one of the chase. Big shot attempted into the leg side. I think he might have been through it almost a little bit early, and it's a hack across the line. I think it's an easy decision. The finger goes up. Nepal have their first.
Probably one of the better prolific strikers, but just not come to the party here at the Oman Cricket Academy. Just 4 runs for him in those 10 deliveries that he faced, trying to heave it across the line. Just not able to strike and strike clean. Samoa lose their first on 11. The main powerhouse of the Samoan batting lineup, Ben Mailata. If Samoa want to get anywhere close to that 212 on the board from Nepal, a lot of expectations will be from Ben Mailata.
Yeah, 40 years of age, Mailata. And credit to him, he's got through all of the 6 games, where some of his other veterans, particularly Ross Taylor, who I think so many Nepal fans were looking forward to seeing play against Nepal. He's not fit. I believe it's a calf muscle that has been causing him significant problems. Only got through a couple of matches, and several veterans for Taran Nethela's side haven't been able to stay fit, so they're down to 12 fit players. But Mailata has stood tall, played very nicely on the whole as he drives into the covers. Good stop.
A few players here from the Nepali sides. Do you think, or do you reckon there are any changes that are going to be there in the Nepali side walking to the World Cup?
I think there are spots to play for. I think Lokesh Bam's innings this evening has certainly shown what he can do, and maybe justified his inclusion in the 15. Just the one over for Dipendra Singh Airi. And Yadav, the tearaway quick. Come into the attack, and it's a misfield. We've been raving about Nepal's fielding, and of all people it's Airi that's going to concede a boundary 4. I think he's indicating that it's just taken a kick off the edge of the square and maybe bounced in a way he didn't anticipate. It's poor work. Bad effort from Airi as it goes straight through him.
Probably trying a a little too hard. Probably we're trying to be too critical on Deepinder Singh Hari. He's human after all.
Superhuman, but absolutely human. You're spot on. There's that one, yeah. Belted powerfully by Maliata to get 4. Now misses the pull shot. I suspect Irie will want to make up for that and make up for it quickly. It's about 20 past 4 local time, probably of an hour or so of light left, and then we'll be treated with another beautiful sunrise. The floodlights will kick in. I believe all the teams are coming back for a post-tournament presentation where we'll see some celebrations for all 3 of the qualified sides. And let's hope Samoa and Japan and Qatar join in those celebrations. Been a great tournament, this one. As Yadav thuds that one into the pad. Required run rate, because it's over 200, is going to escalate rapidly out of control here, but it's probably not about chasing down the total here for Samoa, is it? It's about having some real moments in the second innings, maybe get an individual 50 or 2, and find a way to show that they are learning from the quality side they're playing.
Even if they go down with a fight, go down with a moment of brilliance, either would work for them. Probably a memorable inning from Sean Solia.
Hammered away, not the right length, and it's going to go for 4. Good batting. Malayata, you've really enjoyed watching him, Pranav, haven't you, throughout this tournament? He's got a simplistic technique, but he's very effective.
Hand-eye coordination, pure hand-eye coordination from Ben Malata. By far one of my favourite players that I've enjoyed watching out. Very easy on the eyes, not a lot of foot movement. Doesn't complicate the proceedings, just likes to see the ball, hit the ball. And that power, incredible power behind the bat.
Down the leg side will be given as a wide. Yeah, for Nepal, obviously very likely after that batting effort they'll close it out with 6 from 6. What are they trying to do here in this final 20 overs of the tournament for them?
Nepal are the happy side, aren't they? Almost inching close to the final game win. They've been without a defeat throughout this tournament. And now to close out this tournament on a high, on the winning note, pick up the trophy. I think it just can't get better than that.
Right on the money again from Nandan Yadav. Yeah, I think Stuart Law would like a bit of discipline. He'd like a bit of consistency in terms of his bowling attack. I think he'll be very pleased with the batting. That was probably the one thing that hasn't clicked throughout the tournament. And he's a man who compels pretty high standards. I've spoken to him twice since they've qualified. On the first occasion he told me, well, I don't want us to think we've qualified yet. And on the second occasion he told me, we've still got games to play here. As the short ball misses the attempted pull. 4 have been bowled, 21 for 1.
How much does he clock?
Nandan Yadav, speed. Pacers, but it's that next 10%, isn't it, that's the most difficult aspect. As Casey will bowl his 3rd on the bounce in the power play. Salia not able to make any contact. How difficult is this for Samoa? End of the tournament, walking wounded all throughout their team, big Nepal crowd, 200 plus on the board. This is, well, as tough as it gets.
Everything is against Samoa at the moment. Can't really think of one factor that is in their favour. Look at that roar. I'm sure the people on the TV can't hear it, and
I think it's Sandeep Lamachani winding them up. He's almost orchestrating them like a conductor, and they're responding. Great to see him with a smile on his face. Now Lamachani has the ball in hand. He's the one who's... Just see if he does it again. If we stick with him, let's see if he's going to go back to this crowd and maybe raise his arms again. Come on, Sandeep.
I think he's going to do it. That was fair.
Hey, there he goes. Brilliant scenes. Oh, now out comes, you know this one, the thunderclap.
I think he can do great as a crowd engagement person.
Absolutely. Get him in there. The conductor of the orchestra.
Nudges around for a single. Things have been very slow in the power play for Samoa. 23 in those 27 deliveries that have been bowled. They've lost a wicket.
Can promise you something, when Lamachani gets the ball in his hand, he will be looking for one thing and one thing only. Wickets, wickets, wickets. He's having a lot of fun with them, isn't he?
If you look at the top right corner of your screen, and Rao in the centre, it is Sandeep Lamachani, who is having a fantastic time.
Love to see that. Somebody enjoying their time out there. Salia looks for the little ramp. Got into a tricky position. Must be a few dentists around the world who see shots like that and just grimace going, oh, not up into your face, of all things. Do think we might have a concussion check here. Yeah, we will do, because he's probably deflected it into his own helmet. Don't think it was a nasty blow, just a glancing one, so I think he should be fine, as the mandatory concussion test will be gone through. A few drinks run out as well, still pretty warm out there.
Trying to play the paddle. It was Sean Solia. Deflection of the bat straight onto the helmet. 24 for the loss of 1. 4.4. Sean Solia 8 of 7 deliveries. Ben Mailata has taken a little bit of time. 10 of 11 for him. Karan Casey is bowling a brilliant spell here. Into his third over. Just 10 runs is what he's conceded. And he's got a wicket to himself as well. Chasing 212. Samoa have just not got going. Right then, order has been restored. Ben Mailata, 10 of 11, he would want to cut loose here. Doesn't have a lot of time. 188 required in 92 deliveries.
Oh, this looks close again. Was there bat involved? Maybe. Looked very adjacent to me on first viewing here. Long think from the umpire. Let's get another look.
Probably the height, because Ben Mailata is one of the tallest there. Probably impacting over the knee roll, and that's the only thing that could have saved him.
I think you need some bat involved there for that to not be given. Look, maybe on height, the other factor, but look pretty good, pretty adjacent. Goes Maliata's way against KC. He was convinced, wasn't he? Going to run a quick single as it beats the reverse cupped effort. Hunting in packs out there. There's Nepali fielders everywhere, and it's Irish. So 3 bowlers used thus far, and we'll see a 4th come into the attack now. Lalit Rajbanshi, who returns to the team. Still have a few issues, I feel, Pranav, in terms
Hoping something as simple as that.
they are walking wounded, this Samoan side. Really help argue that Nepal deserved the victory. I know they were pushed to the brink, and the absolute brink, I mean, by both UAE and Qatar, but ultimately they're very much deserving of their championship title that they'll confirm now in the coming hour.
Let's not forget they're the only side in this tournament that have not lost a game.
Oh, good delivery, the arm ball from Rajbanshi. Thought he bowled really nicely so far. He's been left out on 2 occasions already this series.
Really feel that the only gap that Nepal has in their side is
well bowled. Diving stop at slip.
probably a batter like Hardik Pandya. A strong, solid finisher who can hit and strike at will. Probably who can bat number 6, number 7.
I think they have one in jab. I think they might need another. Yeah, and Irie can perform that role. I think he's just got to make that number 5 spot his own. It's a wicket maiden for Lalit Rajbanshi. Very well bowled by him. 25 for 2. LBW Visser has had a disappointing tournament with the bat. He has been in the wickets with the ball. And then Rajbanshi with that little chipped return catch. Bowled away. Came in because Sandeep Lamachani will come into the attack with his right arm leg spin. I can guarantee you he will be thinking of, well, how many can I get here? He'll have the difficulty of bowling to the left-hander, Sean Salia, who may well take him on. Spread field, but there is a slip in place. Starts with the googly. Salia works it down the ground. Even Salia, with all his experience in first-class cricket, and he'll be heading straight back to start the season there in New Zealand, even he's limping a little bit, just jogging through there. There are some very tired bodies for Samoa.
It's been exhausting. Good solid 7-8 days of cricket here at the heart of Muscat. And
the heat of Muscat.
Heat of Muscat and the quality of cricket that they have played.
It's been an intensity, isn't there?
All
the way throughout.
It's been exhausting. And then to add on to that, it can be so much of mental fatigue. We'll get a single there.
Yeah, it's been an exhausting tournament for all of us, hasn't it, Pranav? But been a pleasure to be a part of it, and a pleasure to be here in Muscat. It always is. Now they'll think of a second, but excellent fielding, just so quick across the turf. Lokesh Bam makes the stop this time. We've got some great questions coming in on social media. Next over is Seamer Bowls, which might be a while away. We'll get to a few of those. Many asking about the setup of the groups, how they will fall for the T20 World Cup, asking us which of the 8 associate sides is going to go the best in next year's tournament. As the googly is helped into the leg side, going to fall just short. We don't know the groups yet. Anything we would say would be speculation. I would guess and suggest that if they're done on the rankings or some kind of a snake is simply a design of seedings of the teams from, let's say, 1 to 4, then 5 to 8, 9 to 12, etc., that they can design those snakes in different ways. But I would imagine that whatever is the case, it should likely be 3 full member test nations in each of the 4 groups and then 2 associates in each of the groups. And with Nepal winning this tournament, they might get the benefit of kind of being the higher ranked and higher seeded of those associates.
Is that a blessing in disguise? Because that'll allow them to get the best of themselves.
Yeah, no, and we'll give you one game that you should really fancy at winning against maybe. It could be, let's say, an Italy, or it could be a Canada that they will take on, or a USA, of course. That would be a game Nepal will fancy in those conditions. 6 singles from Lamachani's first. It's 31 for 2. But it's really the question of which 3 full members you get as the groups get drawn out. So there'll be a number of factors at play. Sri Lanka will definitely host one of the groups entirely, and then we'll probably host about half of the games in another group that Pakistan will have to play because they won't be playing on Indian soil in this event. So you would imagine that as a byproduct, India maybe will be in Group A, Sri Lanka in Group B as the kind of the hosts and the top seeds. Outside of that, there's other factors. They won't want to join, let's say, they won't want to put 5 Asian teams into the one pool. They'll want a little bit of a spread and a world feel to it. Big swing and a miss from Solomon Nash. I think's been sent in to have a go. So there's been some speculation online. I've seen a load of people post their own groups. online, but they are not true. There is no official announcement. The only thing we saw confirmed absolutely over the last couple of days is the 20 teams that will be there. And I've seen some crazy groups being drawn up that don't apply any of the logic that I would expect to see. Got him. It's Lalit Rajbanshi at his best, and Nash's promotion up the order, well, it doesn't work. The top of off is rocked back by the highly accurate Lalit Narayan Rajbanshi, who's yet to concede a run.
Oh, he's been incredible. Lalit Rajbanshi. He's been the toughest bowler that Samoa have played in Oman here. Quality of Lalit Rajbanshi, bowling wide of the crease and just angling straighter. It was a left arm orthodox, a gem of a delivery, just beating the outside edge.
It's a dream delivery, isn't it? It's the archetypal left arm orthodox delivery, wide of the crease, drift, dip, turn, top of off is kissed, and Nash has got to go for 3. Samoa in real trouble, 31 for 3. Samson Sola will join Sean Celia at the crease. The first slip remains in place. Rajbanshi's been untouchable thus far. Just loses his grip on the ball this time. The high quality spin that Samoa are being challenged with here is, well, certainly something that they won't have experienced too much on these kind of surfaces. And it's, well, as tall a task as you can imagine, with over 40 spots separating these two sides in the ICC T20I rankings.
Oh, they've been by far miles apart from Samoa. Nepal have been incredible. Really, the most important factor is that with 5 fielders inside the circle, can one of the batters choose to play through the line or probably get a little aggressive?
Pranav, I know how deeply you care about cricket in Oman and the growth of it here, and how much you support Oman. Even you would say, though, Nepal the deserved champions. Is that a fair assessment?
Oh, certainly. They haven't lost a game. Figures and numbers speak volume. Oh, opportunity gone, not begging.
Run out chance for Irie, but I don't think even the Tiger could turn it into one. What an athletic effort that was. We get a single. The first run's off Rajbanshi. Let's get another look here. Celia was always getting home. Live wire to watch the throw, even if it was a direct hit. I think Celia was well home. Changing the field now with the left-hander. This is a much bigger challenge for Rajbanshi to bowl over the wicket. He's got a lot of protection out in the deep backward square, deep mid-wicket, long on, all out, and then Irie's hovering in at mid-wicket. And he's just asking long off to go back now too. He did have 5 up in the circle. Required run rate escalating out of control up towards 15 and over. End of the 8th, 33 for 3. Pranav, you think back to that Asian Games last year where Nepal set all those records against Mongolia, and there was a little bit of trolling, wasn't there, online in terms of, from some of the Nepal fans getting stuck in about how bad Mongolia were, and it took the head coach at the time, Monty Desai, to come out. The Nepal team went in and visited the Mongolia side after and spoke to them and helped them, and then Monty Desai published quite an emotional piece about how 30 years ago Nepal were at the same stage where Mongolia were. They're just playing their first internationals, and for people not to belittle them or humiliate them. And I would expect there to be very warm feelings between the two teams at the end today. I'd call on fans as well to be generous towards Samoa, to remember that they're really taking their first steps in international cricket, whatever the result here. And their sort of World Cup final, if you will, was getting here to the Super 6. That's been a great achievement for them.
Oh, certainly. They'll be more than satisfied with their journey. It's baby steps that matters in the right direction, and that's what Samoa are taking at the moment. in all understanding, it has been a great journey for Samoa, first to qualify to the Super 6s. Don't forget, they have outclassed one of the better sides, the favourites, to qualify for the Super 6s. It was Papua New Guinea that has been outclassed, and they were out of the tournament because of Samoa. So I think it's been a great journey, to sum it up.
Yeah, and even over and above that, Celia comes down the track. Just for them to qualify for this, that was a highly competitive EAP sub-regional qualifier A back in August 2024. The Cook Islands won the same number of games as them. Fiji won 3-2, and the big surprise was the highest ranked side in the competition. Vanuatu only won 1 from 6. They had a nightmare tournament there. So they qualified via net run rate. They had a much higher net run rate than the Cook Islands, despite losing to them. They actually lost to them twice. They beat everyone else then. So, you know, even getting here has been a big achievement. Islamachani is interested, but I think maybe a little bit of bat involved and a bit too high. And yes, right now Nepal are outclassing them, outskilling them, but we'd probably expect that. There's a lot to learn for Samoa from today.
Yes, they might be able to put up a fight against pace, but spin.
Beautiful googly, but solid as well to keep.
Give her a big heave across the line, probably a little bit of an inside edge, and that's what has allowed Sean Solia to still be in the middle. He's taken a lot of time.
They're kind of cruising through this game now, aren't they, Nepal? It's difficult when you know you're going to win. Is it fair to say they're just in second, third gear, not going through the motions, a bit more than that?
They're in gear 1 at the moment. Second, third gear is too far away.
Oh, now that's going to help for Samoa. Sala gets that into the offside and will kiss the rope. It's a boundary which has been pretty rare in the chase, and it will get us to the drinks break. We'll take a break here in the commentary box with Nepal cantering towards what will be an inevitable 6th win. They'll stay unbeaten and head off to India and Sri Lanka in real style. Samoa 41 for 3.
आगामी दिनहरुमा तपाईले चाहिँ यस्तै लाइभहरु पक्कै पनि हेर्न सक्नुहुन्छ मलाई फलो गरेर जानुहोस् पक्कै पनि तपाईको भलो हुनेछ धन्यवाद.
Cheering the home side for one final time in this tournament. It is the ICC Men's T20 World Cup Asia and East Asia Pacific qualifier. It's been a long tournament, but the 21st game, the final game of this tournament, it is Nepal versus Samoa. And Samoa are chasing a massive 212 to win. They are not in the equation. Just 41 for the loss of 3 at the halfway mark.
It's going to be Kushal Bertel. He'll come into the attack. He's immediately clubbed down the ground. And a misfield. Is it a misfield? No. It's going to be a couple of runs. I think Karen Casey. Oh, lovely to see. Immediate sign from Karen Casey. I'm sorry, that was a misfield, and he shouts to the umpire and signals for himself. Great honesty, great integrity, great spirit of cricket on show.
I don't know if you recollect, it was probably Asif Sheikh who got the Spirit of Cricket award, and that's the time when you and I were commentating.
Yeah, it was that 2021?
Oh, I don't recollect the year, but that was the moment.
Yeah, it was a lovely special moment, wasn't it, where he refused to run out Ireland's Andy McBride. Here we go. You're going to see right down beneath us that it has kissed the rope. Because the umpire would have been unsighted, Casey easily could have said, well, no, it's 2. But he did the right thing, and that's what the spirit of cricket is all about. Absolutely should play that way, even if it costs his side 2 runs. Easier to do in a match like today, where really the game's only going one direction.
Oh, Nepal are dominating and dominating really well. The required run rate in excess of 15. Just trying to make something happen here. Never going to be easy against the quality spin attack of Nepal. First to find out which way is the ball turning, and then to dominate the bowling. The quality bowling of Nepal. Never too easy for Samoa at the moment.
Tossed up that time. Yeah, for all Bertel's brilliance with the ball, I don't think he's been at his best in this tournament. It's a bit surprising because he's had such a good 18 months or so with the ball, taking wickets prolifically. But just a little bit off his lines and lengths here in Oman.
It's been a dominating affair for Nepal. Back of length and nudged around for a single. 6 runs, rather 7 runs from the roar of Kushal Bartel. 48 for the loss of 3 at the end of the 11th over.
I read to continue. You sense he fancies his chances, don't you, against Sean Salia, who, well, continues to limp his way through this innings, going at a run of ball, but just his running between the wickets, he's not moving fluently, so he's got a bit of a niggle as well. Credit to Samoa for seeing the tournament through. I know that might sound almost a bit flippant, but they literally are down to 12 fit players carrying 3 bad injuries. And look at Salia, there's going to be a reason, as you said, we're not going to see a 6th direct hit run out. They're barely running between the wickets unless it goes right to the very deep.
50 on the board for Samoa. That's happened for the loss of 3 wickets.
Just wonder if we can look at Salia's running a little bit. You can just see there he's pulled up very limply, very tamely. He's battling through, he's gritting his teeth and trying to get through it, but he's struggling. He really is struggling.
Just one honest question that all the fans would have been asking about. How is Dipendra Singh Airy going to get a run out here?
Well, that's the question. I don't know how he's going to do it. If anyone can do it, he can. But I can't think of even half a risk they've taken in between the wickets yet. 50's come up in this over, we've missed that. But Nepal are just cantering home here, cruising, aren't they? Oh, in the air. Now again, on a normal day, most sides would look for 2 there, but just barely jogging the 1. Samoa are going to limp out of this tournament without a win in the Super 6, as the score is 52 for 3. Pushed Japan really hard though, didn't they? Came so close in that game. Samanu Fatu Ti nearly was the hero.
Oh, they've done well. But they've done well in patches, and that is the reason they haven't got that ticket. But it's early days for Samoa at this level, and that's where they'll be mighty satisfied with their efforts here in Oman. It's been a long tournament for them. It's been a tough one. First to travel all the way to Oman and then to put this kind of a performance day after day. It's been a short tournament in terms of days, but long tournament in terms of repetitive games.
Change of bowling for Nepal. Sandy Plamachani will come back in, replacing Bertel after just the 1 over. He's got so many options, Rohit Powdell. I wonder will he circle through all of them. Might just look to protect Gulshan Jha, who is going to potentially receive an award. Big appeal from Lamachani. Given the googly, and he gets the decision going in his favour. Samson Sala's not too pleased about that. He was a long way forward. He's a big tall man. And was this adjacent enough is the question.
Don't think that was going to be missing out on anything. The only question is was the impact in line? Oh yes, it was. Probably a little bit of height and factor, but leaning forward, probably that would have clipped middle, top of middle.
Probably umpire's call on height you'd expect. I think that was the disappointment for Solly. He's such a tall man, and it was up above the knee roll, but no doubt he didn't pick the googly, and it is Lamachani in on the act. He's into the wickets. And Nepal are just, well, really closing out this victory ever so comfortably. Sola's gone for 9, 52 for 4. this victory for Nepal. They're going to get home by, I would imagine, a winning margin of in and around 100, if not a bit. Matters not for them. They've had a good campaign. They've achieved one of their big goals by getting here and then getting to the Super 6. I think it would make for an interesting discussion, wouldn't it, with Taran Nethla, the head coach of Samoa. Jeet Ravel is with them too, the former Black Caps opening batter, who is still playing first class cricket back in New Zealand. So he's come as the assistant coach on this trip. The 37-year-old who opened the batting in 24 test matches. As the Googlies beautifully bowled. Love this angle around the wickets. I'd be fascinated just to share a drink with them this evening and see how satisfied are they with the trip. Probably elated in some ways and disappointed in others.
Has to be content. He's going to be appealing, but don't really think that any of the Samoan batters want to get out of the crease.
So he is, well, because he's limping, he stayed very deep, and just as well, because I think Lamachani got a deflection off that. Very well struck by Caleb Jasmat, would have flown for 4.
On most days, 9 out of 10 times that was run out, 100% run out.
But again, he's not backing up, is he? Because he's really not moving fluently. That one's nicely played, but another dot ball. Building up for what could be the second wicket maiden of the innings. First one went to Raj Banchi.
They can get out in any fashion, it's not going to be run out. 4 wickets down, Samoa 52. In some ways you certainly feel for Samoa with the kind of tournament that they have had.
Googly chipped down the ground. Oh, put down. It could have been a double wicket maiden. Instead, Jasmat has a life. It wasn't easy for Karen KC. And maybe just that little bit of lethargy aside, kind of going through the motions really. And, well, could this have been taken?
Oh, should have been taken. At this level, to the quality of Nepal, they've been one of those prolific fielding sides, and you want a catch like that to be taken by a team like Nepal. 13 overs done, 54 for the loss of 4.
Driven back at Rohit Powdell, who brings himself into the attack, the captain. Well, Samoa look determined to bat the 20 overs, enjoy every ounce of this experience, and they'll probably do so. It's very difficult to judge Nepal on this final innings, and I don't think we'll dwell on it too much. I think we'll probably more dwell on the fact that they've remained undefeated. They've only remained undefeated by really dragging some of the opposition into the chaos, into the madness, into the cardiac kids or cardiac kings vibe. Because, well, in the Japan game, Nepal were in all sorts of trouble. In the UAE game, it didn't look like they'd anywhere near enough. Somehow got over the line by 1 run. And then most so, in fact, in the Qatar match, you would have to say that Qatar deserved to win that game, having outplayed Nepal for the vast majority. But a Sandeep Lamachani inspired fight back, aided by some sensational fielding, not least Asif Sheikh's glove work from the very final delivery, somehow scraped them over the line in that. Stuart Law spoke about it after the qualification. The thing he's been most impressed with is their never say die, never give up, never give in attitude.
But in most ways, I still feel that it would still have been these 3 sides that would have qualified, because supposing if UAE would have won that game against Nepal, they would have been in a struggling situation for a moment, but then still at probably 4 points with that net run rate, things would have been in their favour. 57 for 4 at the end of the 14th over.
Yeah, we can play the game of what if you will. And the reality is, if all the other results had gone the same, but Qatar had beaten Nepal by, let's just say, in the last over. Ultimately, Qatar would have got to 6 points, and they would have been tied with Oman and UAE, and presuming Nepal round out this victory over Samoa, Nepal would have ended on 8 rather than 10. So they would have pushed the other 3 big sides to the brink, and qualification would have gone all the way down to this final day, but it actually would have still been the same 3 qualifiers because of that net run rate.
Assuming if UAE would have beaten Nepal... And
we're just talking about that one result. Just saying if Qatar beats Nepal, that was the one. I know it was a 1-run margin, the UAE game, but
even the Qatar-Nepal, Qatar were in a brilliant situation.
The most dominant position of the entire tournament. That's what I mean. So if you just flip that result, just that one, still Qatar wouldn't have got home. They would have missed out on net run rate.
Yeah, probably.
Although, of course, you can say they would have played incredibly different in their remaining match because they would have known they would have been boost.
It's a game of ifs and buts. Permutations and combinations, full toss. It's only going to be drilled down the ground for a single. Boundaries have completely dried up.
Yeah, all the competitive edge in this game is long but gone. There's a great saying. What is it? If ifs and buts were candy and nuts, life would be very different. That was a little leg break that time from Rajapaksa working through his allocation. But yeah, you can never predict what would have happened. All we know is we had 5 of the great games that I've ever seen in the associate T20I history, back to back to back to back to back here in Oman, and that shows how competitive this Super 6 was.
And those 2-3 days were absolutely action-packed thrillers.
It was chaos, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was complete chaos.
On the first day, I was commentating with Shoaib, and we had a one-sided game, and you and Paresh were doing the next 2 games, and I was talking to Shoaib. Oh, they had a great day. The very next day, we were doing 2 games. Oh my goodness gracious me! I was out of air in my lungs.
No,
every ball.
It felt like a washing machine. We kind of got thrown into the washing machine, and then it all just chaos ensued and inspired. This one is slog swept and much more like it from Salia. The first bit of joy in a long time for Samoa, who've just been, going through the motions a touch themselves. But Salia has got a maximum to get his strike rate above 100. I think it was again a leg break. I'm not sure Rajapaksa needs to be bowling them in full T20Is, and he's punished as such.
You can't be getting to the pitch of the ball to somebody like Sean Solia, one of the better players of Samoa, will always stonk you for a maximum, with spin not being in the equation. 15 overs done, 67 for 4. Samoa struggling here, but they would certainly want to finish with a little bit of pride. Probably if they get to 120. Yeah, look,
get up to 3 figures, get up to 100 plus, and find a way to take something from this contest. Look, the reality is that they've been beaten out of sight by a much more skillful team, but this is the result we expected, and you cannot help but think that they'll learn from today. They'll understand how difficult it is against top quality spin bowling, and they can absolutely hold their heads high. They put their bodies on the line for their nation. They're a very proud nation, and actually something you should keep your eye on, Pranav, at the end of this game. It'll be a lovely moment actually if we can get our camera crew to follow it as well. What they have done at the end of every match,
lap of honour. Yeah,
they've come up. It's only a handful. I think it's a half dozen or 10 fans or so that have come from Samoa. They come up to this grandstand and they get on one knee. They say a prayer of thanks, and they give thanks to the Almighty, thanks to their fans, and they have a little summary. That's going to be beautiful this evening because it's the first time the grandstand's packed for that with all the Nepal fans, and I would expect them to get a great ovation despite defeat from Nepal, and that should be a beautiful moment of what our sport and bringing cultures and people and all kinds of different backgrounds together is all about and should be all about.
Oh, absolutely. That will be a moment of brilliance. Hit down the line.
Long on, great fielding. Jora has had a fantastic tournament in the deep. Really, really impressive. His run out in that game against UAE was incredibly skillful. It's kind of gone a bit overlooked because of the pyrotechnics of Irie. Great fielding again from Sundeep Jura.
Would love to have a few flourishes in the final overs.
We might get some. 16 bowled, it's 73 for 4. Look at the runworm there. Nepal flying ahead. Sandeep Lamachani will bowl his 4th over. 4 overs remain in the contest. As this one's worked in to the leg side, he really is limping heavily now, Salia. It will be, an act of great physical and mental fortitude to get through this innings unbroken. And I have to say, tip my hat to Sean Sleade, deserve an unbeaten 50. Big swing and a miss. He's thrown the kitchen sink at that one. And he'll make no contact at all.
Never too easy to go after somebody like Sandeep Lamachani. 1 for 10 in his 3.2. Always play the guessing game with the batter. With those variations, he has the flipper, he has the leg spinner, and most importantly, the googly. That was the leg spinner. Rushing on to the left-hander. Look at those fans. North of probably 500 fans, maybe 600, that have come to watch this game here at the Oman Cricket Academy.
He'd love another wicket or two, Lamachani, wouldn't he? He's working through the full repertoire to try and get that second wicket to his name. But we're into the last rights. Fittingly, the sun is heading towards the horizon. And the sun is setting on this event. Lamachani's going to cut a frustrated figure. He'd love 3 or 4 wickets to his name, but I don't think he's going to get them.
The last one has to be a leg spinner. He has to be targeting the stumps. Change of angles immediately. It has to be the leg spinner.
I think he's going to go the googly. Let's have a look. It is the googly, beats the outside edge. I still think like a leg spinner, even though I haven't played much. I've been too busy in recent years. 17 have been bowled. It's 74 for 4. One-way traffic here in Muscat. Oh, it's a beautiful scene, isn't it? This Muscat surrounds. They treat us to the most glorious sunsets always, and we will be celebrating as champions. Three overs left. Salia and Jazmat, the two left-handers, haven't really been able to get anything going. Pranav, last couple of overs with you. Your thoughts on the tournament as a whole? Real hopes for these three associates heading into India and Sri Lanka next year?
Absolutely. It has been one of those testing competitions where not just your skill, not just your fitness, not just your mental strength. It is all aspects that have been tested. And these three sides that have qualified, Oman, UAE and Nepal, have stood tall on all categories, all criterias.
It feels to me as though that they'll have good success. Okay, they might not go on to win the tournament or get to the semi-finals, as that's pumped towards long on. Jura takes the catch, and finally the Nepal fans have something to cheer. It's all been a bit too easy in the second innings, and they're dancing up there, loving every single second of it. This game's only heading in one direction, and it's a nice wicket for Rohit Paudel.
Bowling a tight line is Nepal throughout this game, and Samoa have just not turned up to the quality of Nepal. That's the quality of Nepal. Spin playing a huge role Yes, Matt, the captain of Samoa being the latest victim who's going to be walking back to the dugout. They've been incredible. Absolutely incredible throughout this tournament. They've fought hard. The character has been amazing. Great sportsmen.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, I would expect very warm greetings and feelings and tributes between the two sides at the end. I think both of these sides play in the right spirits, and I really enjoyed watching Samoa in this tournament. I know they've been outclassed today. I know they've been beaten by a distance, but you think about all sides' early days in the international game. I think of the number of times that Ireland took hammerings throughout their journey to becoming a full member. It's all part of the process, all part of the journey, and they are ultimately just out of the reach of Rohit Powell. They're ultimately on a journey that's hoping to grow the game in East Asia Pacific and grow the game in the beautiful country of Samoa.
And not just Samoa, but this will be a big opportunity for all those Asia Pacific sides who would believe that if Samoa can do it, so can we. And that is where the rise and development of a lot of countries is going to be happening in the days and months and years to come.
Yeah, I fully agree. And look, I think it's about that belief for the region. They're a very sort of close-knit region in terms of, you think of Fiji and Samoa, Vanuatu from a cricketing context as well, not altogether too far away. And I just love the way in which they've gone about it, they've approached it. Get to the end of the 18th, just 2 overs remain. Samoa, he'll be keen to pass on his congratulations and his best wishes towards the men from the Himalayas. As he comes down the track, launches this into the sky, long off, comes around and holds on to a great catch. And it's Sandeep Lamachane out there. Maybe not known for his fielding as much as his world-class bowling, but that's an excellent catch. Really well held out at long off, right above his head.
They've been incredible. They've been outstanding. Rarely they've dropped opportunities and missed opportunities. Nepal have been splendid in the field, and they're continuing to do that even towards the end of this tournament. Holds on to a good catch under pressure. Sandeep Lamachane. Sean Solia. 40 of 37 deliveries, 2 boundaries and 1 maximum. Has a slow walk back to the dugout. 6 down for Samoa for 79.
Burgess to the crease. He's in number 8. It's Ferretti Sulaloto who's alongside him. Bertel comes in to slip. I wonder who'll bowl the 20th and final. Might be Dipender Singh Airi. Might be a nice way to give one of the player of the tournament contenders the ball for the last over. Nepal have walked home with a canter here, haven't they? They've been simply too good for Samoa.
Oh, they've been one of those aesthetic sides, and to win in this fashion, I think the management and the coaching staff will be mighty proud of the boys.
Oh, he's got to get going here, Burgess. Oh, Sandeep Lamachane. Well, big Burgess's body, it just looks like it's quitting on him. He can barely run between the wickets. He had to get moving. And imagine Lamachane had a direct hit run out to go with it.
Andrew, tell me one player from this entire side of Nepal that has stood out completely. Just one player.
I think I'm going to find it hard to split Dipender Singh Airi and Gulshan Jha. I know Bertel and Sheikh have been the ones with the runs, Lamachane with the wickets. But those two all-rounders, their impact. You talk about X Factor, talk about impacting wins for Nepal and making sure that they have stayed unbeaten. They've been the 2 match winners for me.
Just one.
Oh God, I can't split them.
Oh, you have to.
Who's your favourite child? I don't know. You can't pick it, can you? Not easy. As Raj Banshi looks for a 4th. Not going to get it just yet. Probably Irie with the run-outs. I think fielding is so overlooked and criminally underrated.
I have to agree. Dipender Singh Airi has been splendid.
He's been freakish, isn't he? Being frank.
Even in terms of emotional, the kind of push or kind of inspiration that he provides to the entire Nepali side is incredible. 19 overs done, 80 for the loss of 6.
Yeah, just 6 balls left. Who's going to bowl the final over? Well, it's not going to be Dipender Singh Airi, I don't think. Looks like Karen KC might be given the honours. Where's Airi? He's hiding away somewhere in the deep. Will be Karen KC. Karen Casey to bowl the 20th and final, sliced away. Going to be one bounce. Poor old Burgess has got a stiff body out there.
Karan Casey bowling the final over for Nepal. Samoa 81 for 6. 1 for 12 in his 19 deliveries that Karan Casey has bowled. 131 runs required of 5 deliveries. That's the kind of effort Nepal have. Oh, what an incredible shot. Wonder where that has come from. Ferretti, Sululoto, take a bow. Dancing down the track, hitting it across the line.
Massive. An absolute monster. And we're going to have a lost ball. Get a look at this. Get a load of this. Oh, right out of the screws. Up towards the sunset. A beautiful picture being painted. And well, if there's one final image to take from this tournament, that might be it. They haven't had much joy today. That one's nearly gone onto the main road. That man just in front of his car was in trouble for a moment. Can he get another big one? Just 4 balls left. Oh, big swing and a miss this time, as Asif Sheikh's glove work continues to be good. He's been excellent throughout the tournament, and hopefully he hasn't done himself an injury. That would be the last thing that Stuart Law would want after what's been such a good tournament.
Ferretti Sululoto, who's looking to go big once again. Probably the bounce not available to get underneath it. He's okay. Strong lad, Rahul Asher. He's got into the top 10 umpires to feature in a T20I.
Yeah, he's been impressive actually, and a big shout out. We need to give a shout out to our umpires, our match officials. Ken Tanham and Hamim Talwar, our 2 match referees, the team from ICC East Asia Pacific, all the team from Oman Cricket as well, our scorers, our volunteers, our liaison officers. It's been an excellently run tournament with a pretty tough schedule, a grueling schedule. Everyone's kept their humour, have kept their love of the sport, and I want to thank every single one of them who've been heavily involved. And lastly, and most importantly, our production crew have worked ferocious hours through the heat, and they've brought you these pictures as could be a run out chance. KC, he hits. It's not Dipender Singh Airi. Karen KC, who will run Sululoto
सम्पूर्णलाई फेरि पनि म यो अनुरोध गर्न चाहन्छु गाइज कुनै पनि साथीहरूले नराम्रा शब्दहरू प्रयोग नगरिदिनु अनुरोध गर्न चाहन्छु यदि सकिन्छ भने खेलाडीहरूलाई सपोर्ट गर्न अनुरोध गर्न चाहन्छु कुनै पनि साथीहरूले जेपट्टि कमेन्टहरू नगरिदिनु होला यहाँ राजनीतिकका कुराहरू नगरिदिनु होला र यदि राजनीतिकका कुरा गर्नुहुन्छ भने तपाईं पर्सनलमा गएर तपाईका
By the very barest of margins in this tournament, they've stayed perfect. Being honest throughout the games against Japan, against the UAE, against Qatar, I think for the majority of all 3 of those matches, they will have felt as though the first defeat was loading. But ultimately, as French comes to the crease, this is going to be the moment. They'll be on their feet across Nepal. It's the winning moment for Nepal, sealed with a top ball. Joyous scenes of celebration, both here in Muscat. The players go diving for a stump to bring home and mark the occasion. The fans are on their feet. They are banging and chanting and dancing, and right the way across the nation of Nepal, across the Himalayas, there will be jubilant scenes, because India, look out. The men, the rhinos, the cardiac kings, they're coming, and they will be one of the stories next year at that T20 World Cup. A special mention for Oman, who will finish second, and also two for the UAE, who will take that third and final qualification spot, and for Japan and Qatar and Samoa, who added so much to this Super 6. It's been a 10 days we will not forget, 21 matches, and ultimately Nepal crowned the most worthy of champions as the sun sets here in Muscat. They win by 124 runs. They stay perfect. They're off to win.
सम्पूर्ण साथीहरूले रमेश ब्रो र आइडीलाई पनि फलो गरिदिन अनुरोध गर्न चाहन्छु र आगामी गेमहरू, आगामी क्रिकेट लाइभ सोहरू हेर्नको लागि पाले जितिसकेको छ र आगामी दिनहरुमा पनि तपाईले लाइभ हेर्नको लागि मलाई फलो गरेर जानु होला, मलाई सपोर्ट गर्नु होला। सपोर्ट गरिदिनु हुन धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद दिन चाहन्छु। जति पनि साथीहरुले मलाई फलो गर्नु भएको छ धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद, र यदि मलाई फलो नगर्ने साथीहरुलाई पनि फलो गरेर जानको लागि अनुरोध गर्न चाहन्छु। धन्यवाद।
Which was hosted here at the Oman Cricket Academy, Oval 1 and Oval 2. And last but not the least, the most important, they've given a reason for all those fans that have joined in here at the Oman Cricket Academy to support their side, their home team. Yes, it is away from home, it is in Oman, but they are still here to support their side. And all of you who have joined in around the world to support the Nepalese side, it's been wonderful visuals. Watch out for this action of honor from the Samoan side that is always provided to the visitors here at the Oman Cricket Academy. A lot of fans have joined in large numbers to support the Samoan side all the way across the globe here in Oman. One of the countries that is known for its hospitality, it's known for its tourism. But amongst all of that, sports is given utmost importance at the Oman Cricket Academy. And just watch out. Immediate applause to all those people who have come in to support Samoa, who have come in to support Nepal, who have come in to support Samoa. Kneeling down in respect, in appreciation, in support. These are great visuals. These are wonderful visuals. Request to all the crowd to just go a little silent as Samoa provide their share of respect in return to everybody who has made time to visit the Oman Cricket Academy to witness this wonderful game of cricket between Samoa and Nepal. Few words uttered. We're not able to hear those visuals, but these are wonderful visuals coming from the side. It's unbelievable visuals. And then now we have the Nepalese side that will be joining in to celebrate and appreciate all those fans who have found time, made way to come and cheer them, support them. It is home away from home. Oh, they are enjoying the moment. Sompal, Karan Casey. Wonderful. Wonderful to see these cricketers enjoying themselves here in the heart of Muscat. It is the Wilayat of Amrad between the Al Hajar mountains. And what wonderful visuals. These visuals are going to be viral all over the social media later today. A lap of honor from the Nepalese side, which has been unbeaten in this entire competition. 21 games, tiring, fatiguing 21 games. And Nepal have found a way to be unbeaten. They have qualified in style. They are going to be lifting the trophy in a little bit of time, but Nepal on the back of Dipendra Singh Airi, on the back of Sandeep Lamichhane, on the back of the captain Rohit Paudel, Arif Sheikh was ecstatic today. Gulshan Jah has been incredible with the bat later in the innings as well. Then when you talk about Kushal Mala, Karan Casey, the very experienced campaigner, they're still enjoying themselves in the middle. It's a young Nepalese side. The kind of energy that they bring in the ground is second to none. Brilliant fielding, great catching, and most importantly, those direct hits and run-outs have been unbelievable. Asif Sheikh, Kushal Burtel. Right then, bowling effort from Nepal, and hence they won the game by a handsome margin of 124 runs. When you're talking about the bowling of Nepal, it is always expected to be outstanding. Lalit Narayan Rajbanshi, the pick of the bowlers in my opinion, 3 for 13. Yes, he's got a made into his name as well. That they have lost in this entire tournament, and they finishes at 8 points. And UAE, they've gone down in 2 games, finishing at 6 points. Qatar, Japan and Samoa, not to the quality. And that's where Nepal, Oman and UAE have qualified for that big stage, the all-important ICC Men's T20 World